Let's look at styling these li elements here. So if we were to target just li in our CSS, it would target all 6 of these LIs. If we were to target OL LI, it would target just the LIs in here, or UL LI would target just the LIs in here. But what if maybe I wanted to only target Velociraptor? That's the only LI that I wanted to get at. So what I can do is I can give a name to elements in CSS or in my HTML and then style by their name. And the name is called a class in HTML. So on this element here, I can add an attribute. So I put a space after the element name and write class. So I'm giving a name to this specific element. So let's call it Veloce. So now that I've given this a unique name, I can call it whatever I want, but it should follow our naming conventions. Specifically, it cannot have any spaces in it. So I've given it a name. I can go back in here. Because that is a class, I target classes by writing a period and then just writing the class name that I gave it. So I'll call it Veloce. That was the class that I called it. I'll do some curly braces. And now this here, because I've written a dot and a class name right here, I'm targeting a class element only. So only that one element is going to get its background changed. So let's go background color, hot pink, like that. I'll go refresh. And now you can see I'm styling just the Velociraptor like this. These classes are not unique though. I could go to Stegosaurus, or let's go actually to my H3 here and put a class on that called Veloce. And now all the CSS that's applied to Veloce is also applied down here. So even though I name things, I can still technically reuse those names in other locations. So a class attribute is just a way for us to give a name to an element to allow us to sort of style that element specifically if one of the other CSS methods of targeting something doesn't work. We have used the classes here on our LI and we used it down on here, but the interesting thing about classes is you can use them in multiple places, but also an element can have more than one class on it. So if you just put a space in here and come up with another name like Dino, now this element has the class of Dino and it has the class of Veloce. So it has 2 classes on it, and this is a really helpful thing to do. I can go into my CSS and target the Dino class like this and maybe give it a color of, what color should I use? Blue. So in my CSS here, you can see the text color is blue and it's affecting the Velociraptor one, but it's not affecting the Brachiosaurus. So the Velociraptor has 2 classes on it, Dino and Veloce. So class, you can use classes in multiple places like this, and you can have multiple classes on other things. In fact, we could take this Dino class then and put it on another element, maybe the Stegosaurus here, Dino, like that, and now Stegosaurus is blue. So the classes work together with each other and they can be applied in multiple different scenarios. So that all you have to do to add another class is just put a space and come up with a new name.